What's up YouTube, how you doing? This is Mr. Tybox123 and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my thoughts after the first week's usage on this, the HTC One X. Now, as you guys know, we did the unboxing of this just about a week ago now, and we declared this the king of smartphones in terms of specifications. So what I thought I'd do is bring you guys my first initial thoughts after that first week's usage on this phone before doing my full review in a couple of weeks' time. Now, first of all, I just want to talk about the design of the phone. Now, HTC always do fantastic build quality, and this phone doesn't let that down in any way whatsoever. They still have produced an absolutely fantastic phone in terms of build quality. Now, the design and the aesthetics are all absolutely awesome. Everything looks and feels great in the hand. The one problem I have with the HTC One X is the way that the camera is mounted on the back of the phone. Now, the camera itself actually protrudes about 2 to 3 millimeters from the back of the phone itself, and then has a relatively large piece of glass on the back of it just protecting the lens. And what that means is that when you actually place that down on a flat surface, it literally rests directly on that rear protective glass of the lens. Now, if you were to put that on a little bit of grit or dirt or dust even, and then move the phone slightly, it's probably going to get reasonably scratched. And I think that's a bit of a design flaw there from HTC. Now, obviously, if you were to put a case on the phone, that's more than likely going to protect that rear-facing camera, and you probably wouldn't have the problem. But if you like to roll naked like I do, then that, to me, is going to cause me some kind of an issue. Now, maybe it's possible to get a tiny little screen protector there and just put that over the glass just to give it that certain level of protection. But still, to me, that's a bit of an oversight there from HTC. Now, in terms of the screen, it's got a very similar screen in terms of size and resolution to the Galaxy Nexus, but I have found that this produces more accurate colours in terms of the reproduction of the colours themselves than the Galaxy Nexus. The Galaxy Nexus colours are very warm, but they're not so accurate in terms of reproduction as the HTC One X. And I've found when you're watching videos and movies, it kind of just makes it that little bit better to watch them on, and the screen really is absolutely fantastic on the HTC One X. Now, I've really enjoyed using the HTC One X, but it does have one serious flaw. Now, the major flaw that it's got is the battery life. Now, I've been using this kind of just medium usage. I haven't really been using it to make any phone calls, but I've been using it for things like email, browsing the web, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, all of those kind of things. And I've found that it's got an absolutely terrible battery life. I've found the most that I can get out of the battery life whilst just using it at a kind of low to medium usage is about 7 hours. And that to me is a kind of major problem. If you were to be making phone calls on this as well and potentially playing games, then that battery is going to run out even quicker. And it kind of takes the joy away from it because you're always worried that the battery is actually going to run out. So HTC, yes, they've put in a ridiculously fast processor, but they haven't put in a battery to match. Why did they not just make the phone slightly bigger and give it a decent battery life? I really don't know. Now, one last thing, and a slightly controversial thing as well, the HTC Sense UI that we've got over the top of the Android ice cream sandwich interface on the HTC One X. Now, I know a lot of you absolutely hate it, and you're probably going to hate me for saying this, but I actually really like it. I much prefer it to the stock interface on ice cream sandwich. I prefer the way it looks. I prefer the way that you navigate. Everything about it, I just think looks and feels more attractive than the stock ice cream sandwich, and I definitely prefer using it. But I will give you the point, it is at times a little bit laggy, and I think that if it just had a vanilla ice cream sandwich operating system, it would probably be a bit more snappy to navigate. But for me, I'm quite willing to put up with that because, like I say, I just prefer that new interface that wraps over the top of it. Anyway guys, that was my thoughts on the HTC One X. I thought some of you might be interested just to kind of see how I was getting on with it after that first week's usage. Please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.